Smoking is bad, and throughout all the years of this broadcast, we've showed you, cigarette ads. Because we showed you cigarette ads. We showed you stories of how nicotine's addictive. We talked about cigarettes in our schools, but nobody knows the dangers, and people just bring tobacco with them as if to say, smoking's cool. You think cancer's cool? Emphysema's cool? They just blame it on the tobacco companies. So if that must tell y'all one thing, it's that smoking is bad. So we're gonna take a look at 5 clips, 5 examples here of some stuff like this that could really happen. And believe me, you really don't want this happening in your neighborhood or in any other state. Take a look.
I make it a point to be out in the parking lot quite often, and I may talk to a bus driver about issues, or if any of our kids are causing him any trouble. Mr. Cobb, any kids been giving you trouble on the bus?
Shorty and his brothers, he spit out the window at cars as they went by. Him and his brother were throwing an object back and forth.
We're going to handle that. After I talked with Mr. Cobb, I went ahead and called Shorty into the office. Shorty, Mr. Cobb, the bus driver, sent me this bus conduct report, and on this he has written up that you were throwing something back and forth, and you were spitting out the window. Go ahead and explain to me why you were spitting out the window.
My sinus has been draining. When your sinus drains, you got a nasty taste in your mouth.
Right.
I didn't feel like swallowing it, so I spit it out the window.
Winder. Spell that for me.
W-I-N-D-E-R.
Now, is that how you spell window?
No, sir.
Well, I wasn't for sure if we had winders or windows in the school bus. Which ones are they?
We have windows in the school bus.
Okay, good. I was just checking. Throwing something back and forth, and when asked what it was, I don't know. You mean you were engaged in actually throwing something that you didn't know what it was?
My brother threw it over the seat, and without looking, I just threw it back at him.
I've thrown back and forth a lot of stuff, and I don't ever remember throwing something that I didn't know what it was. What do you think it was?
It was probably one of his empty dip cans.
Ah! Now then we get to why we didn't want to know what it was. Empty dip can. School policy here at Boonville is that a student may not possess any tobacco products or paraphernalia at any time. Could that have been why you was spitting out the window?
No, sir.
Shorty, you better not be dipping on my school buses.
No, sir.
You've admitted to spitting out the window, and that possibly that was a dip can that you were tossing around on the school bus. Can you see where that might be tied together, where I might suspicion a little foul play there?
I admit I have dipped on the bus once, but I had a spit bottle.
Are you aware of the rules on buses?
No, sir. I admit I didn't read the handbook.
Did you come to orientation?
I came here, I went up there to the field house, and I fell asleep.
Now, opening up this book and turning back here to where it says bus privileges. First offense, 3 days. Second offense, 5 days off the bus. The third offense, you lose your bus privileges. For the next 3 days, you'll be off the bus, and I hope that your conduct improves, okay?
Yes, sir.
Because I like you, Shorty, but that's not going to keep me from following the handbook, okay?
Yes, sir. Since I can't ride the bus, I'm going to have my mom drive me to school and back. Of course, she works down there at Big World Pharmacy, down there in front of Walmart.
Shorty, go back to class and learn something today.
Yes, sir.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
All right.
3 days off the bus, my mom might really be pissed, but I don't care. The bus driver is a butthead.
Well, okay. Where do we go wrong here? Well, for one thing here, he broke one of the school rules, which means you cannot have tobacco products on campus at any time, which he broke that rule. Right? That's correct. Now, if the tables were turned to where, you know, he had that tobacco product. What can we do to make sure it doesn't happen again? There's rules. And for him, he was off the bus for 3 days straight for having tobacco products. Now, what if... Now, here's a question for you. What if you were 17 years old and you wanted to be like one of the cool kids chewing tobacco or having dip? So you want to be like the cool kids. Next, a student who had multiple identities, but really it was a fake ID. Later on, my theories into that 911 tape that we've played for you last week. Could it hold up any evidence? Is there more evidence of a girl in a green dress? Could this whole thing have been staged? Was there money being... Was the school supplies really stolen? And is the green dress really the wife of the superintendent? And are other community members who call for the resignation or having him fired? I'll give you my theories. Stay with us. Welcome back. You know, throughout all these years, we've been focusing on tobacco in our schools. And one of the best ways ever to combat all the tobacco products that are in our schools from ever happening ever again to you and to your child. We've shown you advertisements, we've showed you some videos, even some news magazine stories from Dateline, Day One, 60 Minutes, all about these tobacco products, of how they contain nicotine. But in our school system, we can combat it. One state has a law, which we'll look into in just a minute. But the thing is, it's illegal for any child under a certain age for them to have any tobacco products. Move it up here closer for y'all. Now we're making it very easy for y'all. It's illegal for any child to have any tobacco products at any time, because, you know, something like this can happen. So here's a student by the name of Julio with multiple identities. It was even a fake ID with one of them. Take a look.
How old are you?
17.
Now, Julio, you know it's illegal for you even to have any kind of tobacco, right?
Yes, sir.
Where did you get this tobacco?
In the asset station.
And someone just sold it to you right over the counter.
Yes, sir.
I just don't believe that you could have bought this without a fake ID. Do you have a fake ID?
Yes, sir.
Give me that ID. Julio, who would believe that you were Ira Goldberg?
If it said Ira Goldberg Gonzalez, it, maybe, but it didn't.
The punishment for first offense tobacco on campus is 1/2 day Saturday detention. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go back to class. Learn something today.
Thank you. That did not go well. He got my fake ID. I really like that fake ID.
In this case, you got suspended for that fake ID. But the thing down here, okay, where do we go wrong here? Fake ID. Here. There you go. I like a cigarette, please. Can I see some ID? There you go. You don't even have to use an index. You have to use one of your note cards to get like a fake ID. Even like this. Can I see some ID? You want my ID? Okay. Yeah, here's my ID. And then all of a sudden, the tables were turned to where, all of a sudden, all the tables would have turned. Here's what I think we've not shown you.
It is an annoying when I have to leave my office to go get a student who is reluctant to come to my office. Yesterday, 8th period, I went looking for you. You weren't in class. You got to come in my office. We got to get this straight right now. All right, let's go.
Miss Brown just busted me out of nowhere and put me into the office because of some stupid that happened.
Have a seat. Mr. Strever caught you smoking. Lucas, why do you smoke at school? What's the problem? You're addicted? What?
Yeah, I'm kind of addicted.
Well, what do you mean?
Wake up in the morning, need a cigarette.
Need a cigarette.
You see? That's from smoking. That's what smoking does to you. I'm just gonna wait till you get done. His coughing really concerned me. It was very deep, throaty cough. It was making me sick. Lucas, are you concerned about your health with that smoker's cough? Does that bother you?
Yeah,
Do you worry about it?
I've been trying to work out at the YMCA lately every day.
You will not be able to breathe and keep up if you're going to be smoking. You can't even stop coughing. I bet you can't stop coughing. There it is. That's smoking. Do you have any cigarettes on you now?
Yeah, Miss Brown.
Right here.
No, Miss Brown, I'm addicted to them. I promise I won't smoke out of school, but
Yeah, right. Give me. You got busted.
I'm just gonna take that one out.
I don't think so. Put it back.
Alright, it's all good.
Give me. These are menthol cigarettes. They're the worst cigarettes on the market. There is a place you can go to here at school to get help. You want to try it? It's at the school-based health center. They have people there who will talk with you, and there's a program to quit smoking. If you agree to go to the program at the school-based health center, I'll go lightly on the discipline.
I promise.
Promise what?
That I'm gonna go to the school-based health center.
All right, I'm gonna hold you to it.
Alright.
Then I can go lightly. So I'm gonna start with your 1 day in-school suspension. You know, for getting caught smoking is 2 days.
Yeah.
You bring that paperwork in to me tomorrow, you'll be good to go.
Alright.
Here you go.
Alright, thank you, Miss Brown.
ISS tomorrow.
Yeah.
Take care.
Alright, Miss.
This has a name. You know, that's what bothers me. People say, Miss, Miss, Miss. And all of a sudden in my head I'm thinking, Miss has a name. But the thing is, going back, he chose to not do the second day of in-school suspension, but however to do the school-based health center. To go over there, talk to people about smoking, and going through a program to quit that smoking. Now he said, nope, I'm just going to take the 2 days in-school suspension. Then he would not have gotten it because he does not know the dangers. He was still a child. Going back to the multiple identities case with Julio, if he was caught with tobacco in his state, he would have been tried as an adult or been sent to juvie for having tobacco products on school grounds. That was in a different state. When we come back, another case. When we come back, Connecticut was one of the very states that has a state law about having tobacco products on campus in a tobacco-free zone. Later, my theories about that 911 tape and new DNA evidence that could even suggest that there could be a new killer in the JonBenét Ramsey case. Stay with us. Lunch may be free time to you, but it isn't. Principals need to know where the students are at all times. But what about when you're taking a cigarette break? Connecticut is one of many states that have laws all about no smoking. And for this student which you're about to meet, she was walking all around the school and ended up giving herself an extended detention, and her cigarettes be taken away.
So we found you outside, right? What were you doing?
I was just chilling.
Taking a little break from school?
I didn't see what the big deal was.
So where'd you wind up?
Where was I? In the field? Well, no, before I leave to the parking lot. I went outside and I was ready to walk through the parking lot doors. Like, I don't exactly remember where it is. I know it's like right next, no.
She thinks she went out that door. I think it was by the field, but maybe it was by the cafeteria. If you can't remember which door you walked out of 20 minutes ago, then I think there's something going on. You want to try to get your story straight here, Lindsay?
I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what part. All I know is I was near a field. That's it, which is like over there. So.
I'm thinking there must be a little bit more to this, because kids, I don't think, just randomly go outside to chill. You need a break from the academic stress? Well, what kind of break were you taking then?
I was taking a cigarette break.
Oh, really? This is a tobacco-free zone. And now you're in possession of cigarettes, and I'm assuming a lighter. Give me cigarettes. You can't bring them onto this campus. It's a state law. I want you to put those cigarettes on my desk right now.
Do you have $5? If you have $5, I'll give you the cigarettes right now.
I'm not going to buy them from you, Lindsay. Put the cigarettes on my desk right now.
Take them. I'm only doing it because I'm going to get in trouble. I'll just get another pack when I get home.
Well, you are in trouble, Lindsay. Well, I think an extended day detention is an appropriate consequence for you. You can go to the office, they'll give you the pass for the detention. Part of me wanted to give her 2 detentions, but I think 1 detention would be appropriate for her.
Yeah, it would be appropriate. But even then, but still, you know, the thing you gotta remember here is this, boys and girls. You violate state law, you're going to jail. That's why every night when I go to the football games, I hear the same message. You should not have any alcoholic products on school grounds. It is a violation of state law. The state has a law which says you cannot have any alcoholic beverages on school grounds. But the thing you gotta remember here is this, boys and girls. You violate state law, you can go to jail. In Lindsay's case, she had an extended detention, but had he called the police on her and press charges, it would have been up to the district to press charges. But the district didn't do that. Instead, it was detention. It was an extended detention. Now, going to the police here, here's a question for you. What if you were a student and you were like walking outside like your next class, and then all of a sudden you caught a glimpse of someone smoking pot? I'm gonna rewrite this image. Me and Alyssa are walking to class together. We're talking about how our day went, and all of a sudden Alyssa's like, "Jonathan, look, what's going on?" Oh my god! And then there were 2 girls smoking pot. We caught a glimpse of it, and one of us gets a tap on the shoulder. It could be me, or it could be Alyssa Lamb. But if it was me getting the tap on the shoulder, saying, you'd be like, "What are you doing? Drop it! Oh shit! What do we do? What do we do? Run!" No, we're gonna stay put. We don't run from the scene of the crime. We stay put. We tell our side of the story. So now imagine you went to the principal's office because of what happened. And then the teacher tells one side of the story, and then you tell your other side of the story. But in our case, both of us were in the wrong. One of us caught it. I was the one that caught it. Alyssa Lamb was the victim. She saw the whole thing. She was the witness to the crime. Now, had we not told the truth, we would have been caught. We would have been arrested in jail. For this kid, it was a pothead. But really, was it a pothead? I don't know. Take a look.
Nico, what happened? This looks really bad.
These three girls walked up and then they were just standing there. All of a sudden, like they tapped me on the shoulder and they tossed me that, all quick, they tossed it at me and then they just started walking really, really fast and they just all leave.
I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I got caught with a pipe that wasn't mine.
Did you know they were smoking pot?
Saw a glimpse of it, but I didn't know what they were. I saw a glimpse of it, I didn't know.
Mr. Haddon said pretty much the same thing. They saw some girl smoking.
Okay.
And when he drove up, they threw it, and he went like this and grabbed it, and he stayed.
Okay.
Everybody else ran and left him holding the bag, and he's like, what's going on?
Why would you catch it if they tossed it?
I don't know, it was really quick. Like, I just turned around and they had it in my hands and
I'm not guilty because, 1, it wasn't my pipe. 2, it wasn't my marijuana. 3, they just tossed everything in my hands and ran.
Right now, if it was not for Mr. Haddon, you'd be guilty, okay? I appreciate you being honest and staying while everybody else took off. But in the future, if you even suspect things, you need to walk away.
All right. I told the truth. I told my part of the story. He said, thank you for your honesty, and basically let me go.
Okay, thank you.
Next time Nicholas gets a marijuana pipe tossed to him, he needs to just let it go.
Now, let's switch roles. Going back to this example here, if me and Alyssa Lamb had lied to Principal Day saying what happened, we would have been arrested, our parents would have been called, and yet we would have gotten our ass beat. Why you always gotta do something stupid? Come here, boy. Pull down your pants, boy. You told us to pull down your pants. I told you no smoking in school. Okay, mommy, okay. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Jokes aside. Oh my goodness. Jokes aside here. What's the lesson to be learned, boys and girls? For out of all these five videos we saw, what do you think the lesson to be learned is? The lesson is do what the school rules say, number 1. And 2nd, no smoking or chewing or dipping on school property. You do, your ass is going to get in trouble, and your ass is going to get beat. It'd be like you're going to get your ass whooped. I'm going to whoop your ass, and when you get home, I'm going to whoop your ass again. I got that Bridell cocky joke on me. Yeah. Alright. A couple weeks ago, nearly a couple weeks ago, we've shown you, for the last couple weeks, we've shown you that 911 audio tape that Fox 45 obtained, all about Superintendent Dr. Sean Bolston claiming that his stuff was stolen by a woman in a green dress. Now there's new developments in the story, and from my perspective, I have some theories that could really help shed some light on this issue. We'll talk about that when we come back. Stay with us. So throughout these last couple weeks, or a week or two, we have been talking about Dr. Sean Bolston, the superintendent of Hartford County Schools. If you don't remember, we've played for you an audio 911 tape that shed some light about the stolen school property And something else. But there's more that has not been told. There's now a new report that could even shed some light. And some community members you're about to hear saying they just don't want him resigning. They want him being fired. But now there's more to this case. Is there other people involved in it? Is there other people involved that have been placed on administrative leave? Or will we know more about this? Will we now know more than what we know right now? Here's Chris Papps.
Knowing what we know now, do you think that Dr. Sean Bolson can continue to be the superintendent of Harford County Public Schools?
No, absolutely not.
Harford County State Delegate Lauren Arcan, just last week, if you've ever heard me talk about leadership, called for the resignation of Harford County Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Sean Bolson. Since then, a lot has happened, which Arcan says only strengthens her position.
I think that trust has been broken here, and I don't think it can be regained.
Nuanez 9 emergency line, how can I help you?
Hi, I need to report theft.
This police call from April 6th, 2024, first obtained by Project Baltimore, has sent a shockwave through Harford County schools.
It is time for a leadership change.
We need a new superintendent now.
He needs to be fired for cause.
He doesn't deserve to resign. He deserves to be fired.
In the recording, a man who identifies himself as Sean Bolson tells police that around 2 a.m., a woman in a green dress who he let into his hotel room stole about $8,000 in items, which included a laptop and phones. The caller did not know the woman's name.
No, at least not, I don't have a name.
Now, we are getting a better understanding of what happened in this report released by Rick Henry, the Maryland Inspector General for Education.
It's embarrassing and it's enraging.
In his report, released on Monday, Henry confirmed the Sean Bolson who made the call was HCPS Superintendent Dr. Sean Bolson, who was in New Orleans on a taxpayer-funded work trip. The IG explains on the morning of April 6, 2024, Bolson woke up and thought his items were stolen. Using the phone of Deputy Superintendent Eric Davis, Bolson first called his wife. He then called New Orleans police to report the alleged theft. Bolson, according to the IG, reported the items missing to the district's IT department. Bolson also notified then Board President Dr. Aaron Poynton of the alleged theft. After Bolson returned to Maryland, according to the IG, Marriott Hotel Security recovered Bolson's items, which were found in the safe in the room where Bolson stayed. On April 12th, the Marriott shipped the items back to Bolson. The report goes on to explain that Poynton and Bolson did not inform the full board of what happened. The board, the IG found, was not made aware until Fox 45 obtained the audio recording and emailed the members. The IG report does not mention who the woman in the green dress was or why she was in Bolson's hotel room at 2 in the morning. A hotel room paid for by taxpayers.
We'd all like to know the story, the real story, and I would encourage Dr. Bolson to come forward and share it. When you're leading children and your whole job is about how to help improve the lives of children, I think we hold you to a much higher standard.
Days after Project Baltimore released the audio of the police call, School Board President Dr. Aaron Poynton resigned, saying his workload has increased and he is unable to give appropriate attention to his family and professional responsibilities. Project Baltimore can also confirm Deputy Superintendent Eric Davis has been placed on administrative leave. So has Superintendent Dr. Sean Bolson. What do you want to see happen now?
I think the board should terminate him. He needs to be terminated. I'd like to see a superintendent brought in who matches our values better and can take us in the right direction.
Dr. Diane Mack is currently serving as interim superintendent. Dr. Sean Bolson's current contract expires on June 30th of this year. The Harford County Board of Education's next meeting is January 26th. If Dr. Bolson is still employed by HCPS, it is expected the board will be voting on the superintendent's future. I'm Chris Pabst, and this is Project Baltimore.
So, could we end the saga when it comes to the superintendent being fired? Probably not. But when it comes to our kids, taxpayers, we're paying tax dollars for the hotel from New Orleans. Maryland's paying for New Orleans hotel. Okay, well, you know, if it's what the taxpayers want, that's what the taxpayers want. But who sees the problem here? Here was my theory. I looked at the article while I was at the Pelican, and believe me, I do have some theories. Like, maybe this whole thing could have been staged. Maybe the woman in the green dress was her wife. Maybe this was all played out. We don't know. But what we do know here is that many people are calling for not just resignation. There was no resignation. What they want is for the superintendent to be fired. We'll let you know what happens. We'll wait for January 26th and come up in a couple weeks, in a couple Fridays. We'll let you know what happens when we know more. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. We still don't know who killed little JonBenet Ramsey, but new evidence has been popping up month after month after year. Throughout all this time, what we have shown you, we have played for you one of the detective stories where she came forward, one of the people have come forward to tell their story to Elizabeth Vargas. Now there's more to this. Is this new evidence going to be enough to determine who the killer is? Here's what News Nation had to say 5 days ago.
You are so familiar with this case, so it's great to have you on to help us understand where we are today, because we're going to be approaching the 30-year mark this coming Christmas. But police are not saying what this new evidence is or who has been interviewed, but they are confirming that new and follow-up interviews have been conducted. So I know that you're close to the case, so can you shed any light on what this new evidence might be, or any new or old suspects that might be emerging in the case? Let's start there.
I think the most encouraging thing, Laura, is the commitment from the police chief in Boulder to have the original DNA retested using more modern technology. The big breakthrough on many cold cases across the country has been IgG, investigative genetic genealogy, and that's how the Golden State case was solved and other major cases where you don't have to necessarily have the suspect and his DNA, but if you can get into their family tree, then you can trace them back from a second or a third cousin to identify the killer. The other important thing that's happening with the retesting is the DNA sample sizes are so much smaller now because the technology is so much better. So where there was a concern in years past that testing the DNA, the whole sample, might be consumptive, it might use the entire sample. And today, because such smaller sampling sizes are required, that concern is no longer as valid.
And also, because this is Investigation Nation, I wanted to share with our audience, John, that I went to the former Ramsey home in Boulder, Colorado earlier this year to look at the intruder theory, because, again, for so long people said somebody in the family did it, and then there's a lot of people who still believe to this day, yourself included, about the intruder theory. So I wanted to see how easily the back of the home can be accessed, because, and it does look a little bit different today than it did in 1996. So I drove around the front, I went around the alley in the back, and I wanted to watch this together with you. Let's watch.
This is the alleyway right off of 15th. We're on the back side of the former home of the Ramseys. And as we take a look here at the back of the house, you can see the complexities of all the different levels and all of the different entryways that are on this house. And investigators have long believed that this is a very key point in this case. We've got the back fence over there, we've got the garage here, we've got this side entrance here with the wrought iron, and we know that this is an area that has been very closely looked at through the years.
Okay, so what can you tell us about the alley? The way it looked in 1996 and still today, I mean, it's pretty big access back there.
Yes, and in 96 it was even more so accessible. After the murder the Ramsey family never ever stepped foot back inside that home, and the home was later sold. And then owners who came along later added the privacy fence, which runs off the alley in the back along the sides, and then in front they put up a privacy fence that is a tall wrought iron railing. And so security was not as big of an issue in '96 with the Ramsey family as it is shortly after the murder and as it appears today. But even today, Laura, you saw yourself that off of that back alley behind the home, which is where the residents would drive into the garage and access the home, and that was the garage that was used by the Ramsey family on the night of Christmas 1996, shortly before the murder. So that area was very accessible in the back. I think we're closer now to having this case solved than we ever have been in the past. And I know this testing with Othram and other labs is not inexpensive, but what the Smith family team has done is we've started a GoFundMe account. Our target was $100,000. We're over $95,000 that we've raised. Now we spent about $75,000, but we have offered to use our GoFundMe account to pay for this genetic testing. So if the police department's a smaller department, if they don't have the budget to support that, we'd use our entire GoFundMe account just to identify this killer. If we have to raise more money, we'll go do that. And I know the Ramsey family is very committed to raising funding if that's what's required to get this case solved.
And the audio, I think the audio was cut. But GoFundMes, donations, great. What's it gonna take? Okay, 1 month down the road, we get them another $1,000. Then we get 10. We get 20,000, and then we be all swimming in donations. Okay, we swim for $20,000. We'll swim for $50,000. We'll get the Ramseys whatever they want. We'll swim for it. This key piece of it's now going to be 30 years since this case has happened. We're approaching 30 in about nearly 11 months from now. 11 months from now, we'll know what happened. But the search is still on. Nobody in the family wants to talk. One of the family members has spoken out for the very first time ever since. And now she's saying, and now there's more to it, there's more to the side. The brother broke his silence to Dr. Phil nearly 10 years ago. But could his statement actually prove that there was a killer? Was it somebody in the family tree? There was a list of suspects that happened. The parents weren't put to blame. What about the brother? The brother didn't even talk to Dr. Phil. He didn't even know who was the killer. All they know was that it was an intruder. The intruder were black. Going to the alley, they could have climbed. You could have how could he? Here's the thing. How could the intruder get to the house? Was there a key under the mat? Probably not. Did they have the garage door opener? Maybe. There's lots of questions and lots of theories. We'll keep looking into this and let you know what happens when we get the new case. But the evidence that's collected could help solve the case, and we'll let you know what happens. So, okay, but we'll let you know what happens
tonight.
Okay, I want to show you something. I want to show you now an investigation that happened. I want to show you something here. There was a Cumberland County teacher who was suspended her assignment after an assignment that was given to students. So, take a look at this assignment. This assignment here was all about two worlds. 14 straight, USA, white, middle class, Christian, female. Two worlds. What does that does this have, what does something like this have in common? Let's take a look.
Tonight, in A 10 Investigates, we're looking into concerns that parents are raising about a class assignment at a public school and whether it's appropriate for any age. 10 News reporter Andrew McClung joins us to explain the concerns and what you learned about discipline in this case. Andrew?
Yeah, John, parents called it a mandatory assignment that made their daughter so uncomfortable they asked for a transfer out of the class. Brittany Seymour's daughter is a student at Cumberland County High School. And she says she was looking forward to the first day back at school on January 5th.
That day, I just had got a text on my phone and she was just letting me know that there's this teacher in here and he's asking about preferred pronouns. And what she sent in the assignment was, it had to do with writing down your sexual orientation, who you're sexually attracted to.
Visual arts class instructor David Wilcox called it the Two Worlds assignment.
There's no reason for a grown man to be asking students at all what their sexual orientation is, who they're sexually attracted to.
Seymour wasn't the only parent upset with the assignment. Ashley Smith says her daughter was also uncomfortable.
First off, her sexual orientation. That was the main one, because that's just inappropriate. The other ones that are annoying, like he doesn't need to know what class she is in society, like what our family is, or like if we're Christians or not, which we are.
After both parents say they raised concerns with the school, I reached out and received a statement from the superintendent that says, in part, an investigation was conducted immediately, questioning pertinent individuals. At the conclusion of the investigation, the situation was addressed. No explanation was given on how it was addressed. So, I requested Wilcox's personnel file. In it, I learned that he had been suspended without pay for 2 days, while also learning it was in relation to the assignment referred to as the Ring of Culture in his suspension notice. School officials cited the Tennessee Education Code of Ethics, which says in part, parents must be notified no less than 30 days prior to commencing instruction of a sexual orientation curriculum or gender identity curriculum. The email goes on to criticize the 35-year-old teacher for crossing clear legal and professional boundaries, noting the teacher faced a similar warning in the past. The parents we spoke to say the suspension was news to them.
No, 2 days, he should be gone. He's already been, apparently he's been already disciplined for this before, the exact same thing. So I don't know why they're not taking further action and getting rid of him.
It is concerning. It makes me feel uncomfortable sending her to public school, yeah.
Now, John, both parents tell me their daughters are no longer enrolled in that class as well.
And Andrew, you also reached out to the teacher, Mr. Wilcox, in this case. What did he have to say?
Yeah, I spoke to him on the phone Monday, providing the option to respond to this story. He got back to me today and says he has been advised to not make a statement at this time. The documents I also got said in them that his weekly lesson plans must now be reviewed by the principal or someone else that they designate. The Board of Education meeting is next week, and both parents tell me they are planning a protest ahead of the meeting.
Andrew will continue to follow it. Thank you.
Okay. Why make an assignment like this? Why the hell would you even do that? Without letting the parents know 30 days ahead of schedule? And why 2 days without pay? Should have been gone by then. He's been this before. This is how we know the school system is fucked. Sweep it under the carpet, suspend 2 days, sweep it under the carpet, we don't care. I mean, it's like, can't be doing something like this. Oh my gosh. I didn't even, oh my God. We're going to take a break, we're back. We'll let you know what happens, in a future episode. But in the meantime, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Finally tonight, here's the thing. How would you feel about getting M-rated games with your sister? You know you gotta be 18 or older to get an M-rated game. That's Valve Break is all about when you get your video games with your sister. Take a look at this.
You ran over my dad! I told you there was a curb there. Hey, you two can't leave your car in front of my store. We'll move it right after you ring out this game for me and my sister. Your sister? She's beautiful. Dude, she's you with the t-shirt on her head. There's a girl at GameSpot? My queen, are you okay with your brother getting an M game? Yeah, whatever. He's doing my chores for a month for this. This game is an absolute gore fest. You can attach flamethrowers in a steamroller to a motorcycle and splatter zombies up and down the highway. Wait, my mom will take away my phone if I get him that. Hold on. Oh, she definitely will. Especially when she sees teddy bears painting the city red and your brother slicing zombies in half while wearing a dragon helmet. If you don't get me this game, I'll tell mom about Todd. I'll take the game. Wait, who's Todd? Who's Todd? I'll shatter his kneecap.
And could GTA be really realistic? Take a look.
Hey, someone's trying to take the van. He just got away with thousands in product. Don't worry, he left his $3 million supercar. He did what? Every time he takes one of our vans, he shows up in a multi-million-dollar car, jumps out, and drives away with one of our vans, and a little bit of product. Hell yeah! This one's got the HSW mods, boss. We stocked those vans just for him. He makes like 50 grand. Well, we make a few million. Boss, we got another Sparrow flying in. Can I keep this one? You're the last of us who needs one, so it's all yours, Larry. How many helicopters did these guys just leave? Listen, this whole base of ours is a front. We keep it stocked, and all the supercars, helicopters, and all the futuristic alien comes to us. Next FMJ that rolls through is mine! Subscribe to fill all your lockups. Hey!
To fill all your lockups. Wow.
You've been playing games for way too long. Get outside with your friends before you start dumping in a bucket. Are you really gonna stop your son from taking care of his health? What you talking about, girl? There's actually been a lot of studies that show that video games help slow mental aging and improve cognitive function. I call horse. It's doing nothing more than rot your brain. It says here that games, puzzles, and reading are all found to slow down brain aging. Some games slow it as much as a whole decade. But, you know, it's probably all those shows you binge watch that are turning your brain into soup. Well, games like Portal are making my brain ripped. I'll have you know, Family Feud is very educational. They might also help memory and function, and people who are as old as hell like you. I'm 45. Yeah? And I watched you put on your boots yesterday, and then pull your socks on over them. Who's even saying this nonsense anyway? The National Institute on Aging and multiple universities. Alright, toss me a controller. Subscribe if gaming makes your brain good. You've been playing...
Well, how about when teachers get gamers?
Alright, class. Today's lesson is on getting A's where you're getting W's. All of your homework made my KD fall below 1, Mr. Dover. My girlfriend left me because of it. My dad won't even talk to me since I haven't gotten a W all month because of all the studying we've had to do. Yeah, sure. Blame my assignments for being scrubs. How am I supposed to put so many hours into Arc Raiders that I lose feeling in my toes and have to get them removed? I understand, but... Please, Mr. Dover! Alright. I can get everyone's KD back up and help you spend more time on Arc Raiders with iScanner. Hey, baby, I got some good news. You guys can scan all my homework as PDFs, so you never lose them again, complete them electronically, and even scan and save all of our notes throughout class. The app's chat function will even extract info from your scans for you. I'm going to be able to put 50 hours a day into Arc Raiders now. You can share and edit all your scanned notes with each other. And since you'll have all of this at your fingertips, you'll never miss any deadlines again and secure that A. Nothing can help you get your KD up, Mr. Tober. Download iScanner now to up your game in and out of the classroom. Alright, class.
Wow, even Smarties. Alright. How about you see the video game process?
Okay, be quick. I've got an appointment at 3 to get my downstairs waxed. Alright, the Xbox 720. That'll be $11.99.99. The f*** did you just say? You know, we have a 5 terabyte edition too, for $1,500. And trust me, you're gonna need it. It's like 500 gigabytes a game these days. What the hell? Back in my day, consoles were never more than 500.
Dad, relax. You're making us look broke.
No. What about the new PlayStation? Well, it is cheaper than the Xbox. Oh, good. That'll be $999.99. I don't know. Get your money up, bro. All right. What about the Nintendo Switch 3? Oh, that's $600. Well, comparatively, that's not too bad. But the games are all $200. $250 for anything with Mario in the title. I'm going to believe! Subscribe to Save Gaming. Okay.
And that's why gaming can't be so expensive. I'm Jonathan Carmody. We'll be back next week for another edition of Give Me a Break. Good night.